Good evening everyone and welcome to Gundam News. And the biggest news this week is without a doubt the announcement that GQUUuuuX will be available worldwide at pretty much the same time that it'll become available in Japan. Editor Kakarot here to tell you that I somehow forgot to mention that it'll be streaming on Amazon Prime. So in Japan, it'll air on April the 9th, 29 past midnight, and then worldwide, it'll begin streaming at 1 a.m. So basically, when the episode ends in Japan, it'll become available worldwide. Except for Vietnam for some reason. Also, because it's airing at midnight, the release date is sometimes also said to be April the 8th, because it technically still belongs to the broadcasting schedule of April 8th. But it is actually releasing on April the 9th, or to really avoid confusion, you can say that it airs in the night from April the 8th to April the 9th. And on top of that, it is both being subbed and dubbed, so I wonder how they're going to be pronouncing GQUUuuuX, because it would be funny if they stuck to the more Japanese pronunciation of GQUUuuuX. The movie, meanwhile, has grossed over 3 billion yen, which is over 20.3 million US, has been seen by over 1.8 million people, and will soon be entering its 8th week. Which then of course means a new freebie for Japanese moviegoers. This time it is a booklet called Anno Scenario and Design Works 2, and it is a pretty substantial thing. It is A4 sized and has 24 pages filled with setting materials and initial plot concepts. And to further celebrate GQUUuuuX or GQUUuuuX, flags and other visuals will be installed in Shibuya's main street and also at the central ticket gates of the Shibuya station. A slightly more surprising announcement then was another Gundam collaboration with Hatsune Miku. Or perhaps more precisely, a continuation of that collaboration they had a while back with the Metaverse. And this time, it is quite a lot. The thing that's available right now is a collaboration song called Idoru Senshi made by Michi M. The name translates to Idol Warrior and is of course a pun on the original Gundam's I Senshi. And perhaps an unintended pun is that the I in both I Senshi and Idoru Senshi is written as AI when you write it in Roman letters, which is of course very fitting for a character like Hatsune Miku. And what is very fitting for the collaboration song is that it includes a lot of references to various Gundam songs. There's the I Catch, A Long Sleep, Gundam Rising, and Fear of Battle from the original Gundam, Fly Freedom or Tobe Freedom from Seed, Trans-Am Riser from 00, Unicorn from Unicorn, and Last Impression from Gundam Wing. All of which are accompanied by fitting illustrations. And for me, it really was these illustrations where it was at. All of them were either beautiful, cute, or hilarious. Like, we had a gym that was working out at the gym. And we also had a Miku Zagok ready to gore a gym. And the arms of that Zagok weren't being controlled by Miku's arms, but by Miku's twin tails. And if you're a fan of these illustrations, well, they immediately also announced a bunch of merchandise with them. And the first batch is already coming on the 22nd, courtesy of Strig G. You can get some of the illustrations on t-shirts for 6,600 yen a piece or 45 US. In April then, you can gacha for these Miku X Gundam rubber keychains. In May, you can get some acrylic keychains, as well as acrylic stands and even more t-shirts. Jumping to July, you can gacha for these Miku mobile suit figures for 500 yen each, 3 US. And even though they don't show us what they're going to look like yet, based on the outlines and the illustrations we got in the music video, we can make a very educated guess about what they're going to be. The Zaku 1, the standard Zaku 2, Char's custom Zaku 2, and Char's custom Zagok. August then is where we get the first big ticket item, the real great Zakuto Commander type Hatsune Miku version, which will go for 3,850 yen, 26 US, but is of course premium Bandai Limited. And on top of that, it is only available through a lottery sale. So I think that this version might end up costing quite a bit more outside of Japan. This version comes with a cool new color scheme based on Miku, and it's also got some new decals to go along with that new color scheme. I'm not a huge fan of the blue weapons, but the rest of the color scheme does look really good in my opinion. And also releasing that month are these Chibi Miku plushie keychains, a Haro keychain, a Haro plushie, and an as-of-yet secret Hatsune Miku themed mobile suit ensemble figure, or perhaps even multiple figures. And in September, we are also only getting silhouettes. We have a Miku standard Zaku plushie, which will be a prize item at arcades, and a capsule action gachapon Hatsune Miku version. Next up in October, we are getting our second big ticket item, the Metal Robot Spirit Strike Freedom Gundam Type 2 Hatsune Miku version. And unlike the Zaku, the colors don't look that different at first glance. The darker blue has been changed to Miku's lighter blue, and well, that's pretty much it. A few accent colors have also been changed, and it got some new markings. The biggest change though is in its accessories. It comes with all of the usual stuff, like a display base, clear arms to hold up the Dragoons in flying poses, and so on, but it now also comes with an acrylic stand of Miku with the Freedom's wings, and a red Haro resembling the Zagok Freedom version. It goes for 24,200 yen, 164 US, and it is of course also unfortunately premium Bandai Limited. And finally then, in March of next year, we are getting two more plushie prize items. We've got a super soft Miku Haro and a Shars Custom Zaku 2 Hatsune Miku version. But that wasn't all. They also teased two figures that will be based on two of the collaboration illustrations. There's the Lucrea Hatsune Miku X Wing Gundam Zero and the Swalds version, and the Lucrea Hatsune Miku X00 Gundam. Both figures are scheduled for a 2025 release, but that is all that we know about them so far. And that is still not everything that they announced. There will also be a fan art contest, a collaboration with Taiko no Tatsujin, and a collaboration with Gundam Extreme vs. 2 Infinite Boost. Although for all of those, more details will also be announced soon. An announcement that we do have all of the information for then is the Master Grade F80 gun rate. But unfortunately, one of those details is that it is premium Bandai Limited, just as with all of the F90 stuff. It is slated for a June release, and for its 5,280 yen price tag, 36 US, it comes with a nice array of accessories. We've got a pretty chunky shield, a short beam rifle, a beam bazooka with 2 spare cartridges, 2 beam sabers with beam saber blade effect parts, and an optional triple barrel beam Gatling backpack. And if all of that just isn't enough, it is also compatible with the mission packs of the F90. And for even more merchandise, we head over to the Gundam Wing Café, which is in collaboration with Animate. We already had some of the details about it, but now they've also unveiled the things that they'll be selling. The foodstuffs are pretty standard fare. There's a very basic looking cake thing for dessert, which will set you back 1,000 yen, around 7 US. And for drinks, you can get a color coordinated drink that comes with an image of the character and a free random coaster of one of the main characters. For 900 yen, 6 US, you can get Hero's Butterfly PT, Duo's Black Coke, Troa's Apple Soda, Catra's Gold Chanmery, Wufei's Black Sesame Milk, and Rolina's Cherry Blossom Milk. For the non-edibles then, 750 yen, 5 US, gets you a random sticker set with one of the main characters and one of their famous quotes, 800 yen, a little over 5 US, gets you a random acrylic stand of one of the main characters, and 900 yen, 6 US, gets you an acrylic block that can also serve as a keychain, featuring a screenshot from either one of Gundam Wing's intros or from Endless Waltz. Meanwhile, on the gaming front then, in Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PlayStation, the F91 has joined the fray, while on Steam, the Gundam Mark II Megalonica has become available. In UC Engage, a new mission battle has gone live, as well as an extreme limited unit assembly for the UR Chloe Croce and her UR Totus Ritter, and for G Generation Eternal, we got a new commercial voiced by none other than Akio Otsuka, the narrator for Gundam Wing and Gundam The Origin, and also the voice for Annabelle Gato from 0083. I will have it linked down below, but it is unfortunately region locked to Japan, so you will need a VPN like NordVPN to watch it. And if you don't have it yet, then you can either use the link down below or the code kkrt to not just get a sweet discount, but to also support the channel. In other news then, Gundam and GQUUuuuuX manholes have been installed in Kofu, located in the Yamanashi Prefecture. On April 13th, you'll be able to buy the soundtrack for the special Gundam movie shown at the World Expo, and on April 28th, you'll be able to purchase Gundam Seed Freedom themed beauty masks. For 660 yen for US, the lineup consists of the Strike Freedom Gundam Type 2, the Zagok Freedom version, Naruto, Kakashi, and Mofu-Sant. As for the things you could get this week then, starting Monday, 2 new Gachapon collections invaded Gachapon machines across Japan. For 300 yen a spin, to US, you could get an acrylic stand featuring one of the movie posters of the original Gundam's compilation movies. And for 500 yen a spin, a little over 3 US, you could go for the 8th Mobile Suit Mechanical Bust collection, this time featuring the Wing Gundam Zero Endless Waltz version. You can either get the armor parts in normal color, the armor parts in mechanical clear color, or the inner frame, which also comes with a light-up unit, meaning that you will need at least 1,000 yen and quite some luck if you want to get a full bust. And starting today, you can test out both your luck and your skills with these Gundam Seed Freedom Pilot Suit Chibi Plushie prize items. They're about 11 centimeters tall, 4.3 inches, and there's Kira, Lacus, Atheron, Gagali, and Shin. For this week's reading material then, there was the April issue of New Type, which is currently celebrating its 40th anniversary. So it is a special edition with a lot of high-profile interviews, including Yoshiyuki Tomino, Shoji Kawamori, Kazuya Tsurumaki, etc. Then we had the April issue of Animedia, featuring GQUUuuuX Beginnings, the spring issue of Great Mechanics G, which is all about the 40th anniversary of Zeta Gundam, and the 20th anniversary of the compilation movies, which were then released to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the series. And in honor of Zaku Day, the Zaku has appeared in the Oyoge 9 comic, webcomic. And we have quite the wordplays to unpack here. First of all, Zaku Day is March the 9th. March is the 3rd month, and 3 in Japanese is Sun. So you bastardize that a bit and you get Za. And then 9 in Japanese can be pronounced as Ku. So March 9th, Za-Ku. Oyoge 9 then is a webcomic about 9 aquatic animals that suddenly forget how to swim and have to go live up on the surface. Therefore the title is Oyoge Nai, can't swim. And the final part of the title, 9, refers to the 9 animals that the webcomic is about. And just in today then is the alternative series dissection book, or as we would call it, the alternate universes dissection book. It doesn't just cover a lot of data from the alternate universe animes, but also from the mangas related to them. For the apparel news then, Bankure kicked things off on the 7th with pre-orders for big and standard Shalia Bull acrylic stands. They go for 2,750 yen, 19 US, and 1,320 yen, 9 US respectively. And just to be sure, it's his design from the original Gundam series and not from GQUUuuuX. A few days later then, pre-orders went live for some new G Gundam apparel, featuring the Earth surrounded by a ring, with the text, "The fight to the top begins now." You can get it on a t-shirt for 4,180 yen, 28 US, a hoodie for 7,920 yen, 54 US, or a tote bag for 2,860 yen, 19 US. Over at Strict G, meanwhile, pre-orders also went live for two new collections. First up, there were the 45th anniversary t-shirts. These all go for 4,730 yen a pop, 32 US, and the available designs are Gundam Seed, Freedom and Justice, Gundam Unicorn, the Unicorn and the Banshee, Witch from Mercury, and the Michaelis, Ariel, Daryl Balde, and Feroct. And the second collection then is the Gundam Motorcycle Collection, featuring a bunch of motorcycle clothing styled either after one of the unicorns or after Char, helping you to go 3 times faster. For 14,850 yen, 100 US, there is gloves in Char Black or Unicorn White. For 26,400 yen, 179 US, there's a Rebro hoodie, also in Char Black or Unicorn White. For 23,100 yen, 156 US, there is a hoodie in Char Black or Banshee Navy. For 6,380 yen, 43 US, there's a Flow t-shirt in Char Black, Unicorn White, or again Banshee Navy. And then for 4,400 yen, 30 US, there is a neck guard in Char Black, Unicorn White, or Banshee Navy. And all of these Strict G items will also be available at physical Strict G stores on the 15th. And as always, let's quickly wrap things up with the polls. With the upcoming release of the G Gundam official record collection, Gundam.info wanted to know which G Gundam 30th anniversary thing we were the most excited about. And the results were quite interesting. With only 3.4%, the online radio thingy that they had going on didn't get further than a last place, although this was to be expected. It was a cool thing, but not something you were going to get more excited about than the other options. More surprising then was that the celebration illustration got 15.2%, but all of the merchandise only got 21.4%. Like, I would have expected the merchandise to have gotten significantly more than just one single illustration, especially considering the fact that part of the merchandise was a metal-built G Gundam and like a Master Asia fan. And how is that not getting more votes? But then in an uncontested first place with a massive 60% of the votes was the side story novel. So a lot of people really liked the novel. And what also caught my eye was that the editor was writing about how cool it would be to have the novel turned into a movie trilogy. A tangent which he then ends with, "Please keep supporting the series." I'm sure that this is just wishful thinking on his part, but who knows? As for the currently ongoing poll then, Gundam.info wants to know what the first Gundam production was that we ever watched. So this week, the poll is only available on Gundam.info because Twitter only allows for 4 options. And they really went all out and put like almost every single thing in the poll. Except for one. And it's exactly the one that you're thinking about. After finally acknowledging its existence in build, Bandai is once again back to ignoring the existence of G Savior. And it's also not like that they didn't include it in the list because it's not an anime, because they do have another live action production in there, a Gundam Build Real. Mass production type Rico though is also missing. But yeah, we can definitely see some trends emerging here. The OG Gundam is in the lead, but is closely followed by Gundam Seed, which is in turn closely followed by Witch from Mercury. Love 'em or hate 'em, both series' goal was to bring new people into Gundam, and based on this poll alone, it seems like they did succeed in their mission. And then just outside of the podium, for the moment, we have the Western favorite, Gundam Wing. And what I found both funny and sad is that a not unsubstantial amount of people had Gundam Seed Freedom as their first ever Gundam production. Like, how was that experience? One of the main things about Gundam Seed Freedom was the nostalgia factor for Gundam Seed and for Gundam Seed Destiny, so I don't think that was such a good experience. But anyways, if you want to cast your vote, I will have the link down below. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great evening, and I'll see you all next week with more Gundam news.